I am Master Kambai. Some of you may know me from my first YouTube account, and I am multi-topic talk. I hope guys will enjoy this brand new channel here. Master Kambai is all about Advance Wars. I will still keep uploading a video on multi-topic talk, and I will do my best to keep diversity on both platform, on both channel. And I hope guys will be around to see both channel grow and to see more Advanced Wars content out there. So here we do a replay. That replay, I really liked the fight. At first I was pissed off because that was a special fight without any spoiler. And when arrived the ending, I realized, wow, that game was intense. That game was close. That game was really fun. Even if at first look the game was really annoying and I did not enjoy the first part of it, by the end it was intense. And I did not know if I would win or lose. And that's the kind of game I like. So I hope guys will enjoy that replay. Let's do this. So now we will fast forward the first few turns because let's be real, we do the same stuff. Infantry spam. So now I forgot to mention I created my first recon to have an early rush. I like that opener for my map because I created this map. I think I created, yeah, I have a second recon ready. He has the APC, so as you can see, he is saving money, and me, I'm not really saving any. I like aggressive play, so we keep moving. I have my first tank out, and usually I go for a third recon, but this day I was like, oh, let's have a tank. And now as you can see, he has a sea of infantry. So let's fast forward. His turn looked so boring. Like, if I were him, like, buddy, why? 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 I don't understand you. So many infantry. My. Okay. So we fast forward. You see the first mech there. You will probably load him inside the EPC. And I have my base in the middle very soon. Now as you can see, that recon is about to take a look to both of these two towers because I don't want the enemy to get these two. That recon has a visual on this one. I have a second tank out. So yeah, second tank is out. Now let's see his boring turn. Many infantry move. And another mech here. So at that point in the game, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised I don't see anybody. Maybe I will get trapped. I was happy to not get trapped. So I was like, oh, okay, I see Volcom Tower. I don't see anybody around, and I was happy. So now I sprint my troops. I have my first artillery there. I like artillery a lot. They are so good. They are just amazing. There's no other word. Now we will keep going. He is about to get his own base in the middle. And now, at that point of the game, he keep having mech and infantry to save money. But I also think it's this way to direct my covering fire somewhere else than his good units. So you just have big loads of troops. That's a good way to counter covering fire, but You'll see later on, it has flaws. Yes, it's a way very efficient. It's a good way to deal with covering fire, but it's not the best. I actually don't know how to counter covering fire. He had a good plan, but I feel like it was poorly executed. Because now we are on day... Which day are we in? 8. We are in day 8. And yet he don't have any good units. He only has mechs and infantry. And that's good for the early capture game, don't get me wrong. But you will need more than this to win. You don't win with infantry and mech only. So here I have 2 artillery and I like that. I just like indirect units. I have a 3rd artillery in the middle. And at that point I'm really surprised that I don't see any units lurking around. So I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? Why there's no recon, no action, no tanks? He's capturing, he's sending troops, he's spreading his units. So now I capture other stuff. Artillery there and ports, com tower. That's just some basic plays here. And now at that point I'm happy because at that time I think I was watching while he was playing. So I was like, oh, I see some action. So yeah, at last I was able to see some action there. And now we will see if it's the first turn where he gets some good units. He actually has 1 recon, but that's not worth it. If we take a look to our armies, mine worth much more than his. Because I have tanks and recon, he only has infantry and mechs. I also have a medium tank, which is very good at that point. You see another turn where he gets mechs and infantry. Yes, he got a tank, which is good, but that's not enough. I already have 2 tanks out, 2 recon out, 3 artillery and 1 medium tank, so my army is very powerful. Yes, his capture game is a bit better, but his army is not. So now I go for the base, because the base is very important. So at that point I'm like, I won't let him get that com tower. As long as I can delay him from getting com towers, I will be in a good situation. Because com towers are really good in this game. 10% firepower is amazing. Sometimes you need that 10% to kill a unit off. And with the com tower you have that 10% you need. At that point I have 2 medium tank and I'm like, that guy is not sending any tanks or recon, I will just roll on him. This is at this point that I realize he's spamming infantry and mechs. Because I remember seeing that turn as well, I was like, is he serious? Is it the truth? Is it what it's going on? He's spamming these units. And he was. He was. So at that point I'm like, wow. He gets his first rocket, which is very good. Especially with his wall of infantry and mechs. It's actually a good play. It's the first play I agree with on his part during this game. Because mech and infantry spam, it's not that amazing, buddy. Not that amazing. So now I'm happy to not get trapped, because I can delay that com tower. I get the base I wanted, and I shut him down. I don't see these 2 mechs at that point. I only see a wall of infantry, and he's really smart. Because these 2 mechs will be really cost effective. They will get really good engagement there. So now I see he has a wall of infantry, so at that point I'm sure he is infantry and mech spamming. I am 100% sure, I know it, and I'm like, is it a joke? Is he really doing this? So at that point I understood that my army was just stronger than his. So I created a wall, because I knew he had no tanks, and the worst that could happen is he makes somewhere taking a shot at me. So I went for that base. I wanted that base. I think the base there gives you a huge advantage over the enemy. Because now I had two bases at both sides of the map. I also started that com tower, which is good. Now I traded my first rocket launcher, because rockets are really good in this map. And I feel confident enough I have a good army, because I haven't seen any really strong unit in the opposite side. Now he's just destroying my troops. And I'm surprised and shocked at the same time. I'm like, what? 2 mechs? So that rocket play was pretty good. Another good play with the mech. That's something to expect, you know. The recon there is great as well. Now when I placed that artillery there, I was really scared. I was like, he will find that artillery and I will get a dent on it. But then when I got into my turn, I was like, oh really? I haven't seen it. That's amazing. So now let's move faster his turn. So I think my first shot there on the infantry that is currently capturing. And I also realized I lost a tank and a recon, and I'm really pissed off about it. I'm like, no, why? So now I need to clear this area. I really don't want him to get to my artillery. And I will also place that recon there to shield my capture. I knew I had that city, however, if I didn't do it, he could send an infantry there and another infantry there and then the mech to cap. And I did not want this to happen, so the best way to do it, you shield your infantry there. At that point I moved the medium tank because I expected the artillery somewhere or a rocket able to take a shot. And I was like, I delayed him enough. He lost many turn without some towers. So let's keep the unit safe there. So now as you can see, we are even in terms of money and buildings. However, my army is just stronger. Yes, I don't have 1,000 infantry and mechs, but my army is better. And at that point, I did not realize he had a Piper Runner. That Piper Runner was really shocking, and it was well done. At that point, I'm really surprised he haven't found my artillery there. And I also realize here I cannot stop that cap. There's just too many units. I can actually stop it, never mind. But then I realize he has the Piper Runner and I'm shocked. I'm like, really, really, that guy dared to use the Piper Runner? And in this situation, the Piper Runner was really good. So now I'm trying my best to kill off the units surrounding my artillery. So I have two recon because I feel like I had a need of vision. And I also bought these two anti-air, mainly because I knew he has a sea of mechs and infantry, and I was also scared he had the airport in the corner there, or the corner there. I was scared by this, so I was like, oh, let's have anti-air, because anti-air stops air units. So now, as you can see, he is really aggressive there with his wall of infantry and mechs. And here is the battleship. When I've seen this thing, I was shocked. I was like, really? That guy there to have a battleship? And at that point, I did not know what to do. I didn't add enough money for a battleship of my own. So I realized I needed a sub because I had no Endereg good enough to truly get it there. And here I needed to clear this place because I did not wanted him to get my base. That base was really important for me. So I needed to defend it until I die. So now I use covering fire, and you see I did pretty much a lot of damage. His silo was there, and that was really good. I think his silo went there, and the third one probably went there. I don't know. I don't know where's the third one, but regardless, that was very good. Now, at that point, I also realized I was lacking in infantry, so I created a lot of infantry, and I had a sub ready for that battleship. So now, we had a really hard time surviving there. At that point, I almost surrendered, but I was like, you know what? I won't surrender. I will do my best to defeat this guy because that infantry mech spam really pissed me off, and I did not want it to let him win just like that. So we keep going with this thing. I move infantries. Now I trade a medium tank because I know I need these. I know I need medium tank to hold that base there. So now OP prime tactic happens. So you can see a lot of damage to my units there. And lucky enough that artillery was still hidden. Now his major mistake, leaving the Piper runner there. Because he had an opening there for me. Now at that point when he took that shot to my artillery, I was like, no! Pissed off. I was really pissed off. I was really angry. So let's keep going with this replay. Infantry spam. So now that was my turn. I took a shot there because that Piper runner was really annoying. It was really effective. It was really good. I put together these two medium tank, and I did expect some Endereg there. I don't know what Endereg he had because I was blind, but I knew he had a few. Now at that point, this is where it started falling apart for him. My sub shooting down his battleship. The cost of the repairs were so Oh my. So now I needed to clean this place up. I just needed that. And I needed more presence as well. That's why I created two tanks. I had two tanks to have vision and more presence. Now if you look at the cost, he has the higher cost than me. But keep in mind he has a battleship there. And he has several rockets. So at that point, I thought I lost. That's what I thought. I was like, I'll just keep the fight going. I may have a chance. So now, he pissed me off a lot by trying to get that base there. I was really angry again. I was like, I need to keep that base. That's my base. And now I get a second covering fire very soon. So now at that point I'm very happy I got my covering fire. And instead of using it right away like many would do, I used it later on my turn. If I would have used it right away, probably one of these would have hit this area. That's what I expected to happen. So I started doing some cleanup there to make sure the silo don't want to go there. Then I was right. One of the silo went here. The other one went there. And the other one went there. So I was really happy about this one. Because that would mean I am able to take out the battleship there. Now 1 HP battleship, it was really deadly for him. He lost a lot of money during that turn. So after that I bought a medium tank. Because I knew in this area I was about to take over that area. I just knew it. I killed so many units. There's no way that I had enough stuff, enough juice to hold that position. Thanks to Rachel day-to-day ability, I had a full medium tank on my turn. And I expected some indirect in this area, so I went to scout this area. And that battleship he created scared the hell out of me, so I was trying my best to take it out with that rocket and the sub as well. And now I found that rocket. That rocket dies. I just wanted to destroy it. There's no way I leave it alive. And then with this recon, I take out that mech to take out the tank. And now I knew at that point he had no more forces in this area. Oh, actually no, I did not do this. I am dumb. But I found a rocket, so I'm smart. So yes, I was dumb, but I'm smart. So at that point, it's 25 to 24. It's really close. And as you can see, his army really dropped. He had like 50 soldiers and now he's almost equal as me. Now at that point, I'm like, oh, let's move on these indirects. I know his army is now really crippled because of these covering fire and these constant attack I sent to him. And I created a medium tank here, if I remember correctly, because that was the only field. Oh, a recon to see. Oh, that's very smart. I did good. So now I lose my sub, but he's about to lose a battleship. So that was worthy, I guess. Now at that point, I know he has some indirect there because my troops there were crippled. And now I found the units. A beautiful rocket. So much juice. Boom. Now here I needed to make sure you don't find that rocket. Even if he knew there was one. Because he probably knew it. I needed to make sure you don't reveal it. And now here I needed to capture some stuff. Because at that point I thought he had the lead. So I was really scared. I tried my best to cap as much as I could. That was my final turn to attempt any cap. So here I shield myself with the recon I created in the previous turn. And I try this cap as well. Because I only see 2 infantry. These 2 are hidden. Now at that point in the game you realize our troop value was really similar. I actually surpassed him and I did not create anything else. And I was happy at that point because I realized I had the port, so I was like, oh, maybe it will be a tie. So I got another covering fire, and even if the game kept going further, that covering fire really dealt a lot of damage. And usually on my game I set a 21 days limit. Now I trapped myself there and I was angry because I knew he was there. But at that point I was like, oh, I probably won. Now there's some kind of glitch. So let's move here. Oh, okay, so here it was game over. It was game over because game ended. Now you can see the value at the end. That was really a good shot. That last covering fire did a lot of damage. So in the end, I won 26 to 24. Now I won because of the 2 bases. The 2 bases there, they gave me that win. And I must say, if Cole had any of these 2, he would have flipped the table. He probably would have won the game. So I hope guys enjoyed this first replay. And I can tell you we will get more replays like this one. So just subscribe, like, comment as well. And I wish you a great day.